Alrighty then, so we're live now. And as soon as Batgoat gets, we'll go ahead and start talking here. As soon as Batgoat's ready. All right, so basically we're just waiting. We're just giving Batgoat a moment to get himself set up here, and he'll be, once he's unmuted, we'll probably get started a little bit here.
Am I on?
It looks like you're on. You just unmuted, right?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
Yeah. According to the counter, there's only one person viewing, but I think that
whoever it is, welcome.
There's obviously more than one person.
I think if it says one, we probably have four.
Yeah,
3 or 4 at least.
Now it's saying 2. Oh, and there we go. Woody just chimed in. Hello,
hey, Woody.
Woody. Okay, so what I decided to do, we're gonna go a little quicker here on Fridays here, so we can make sure we get all the content in. Basically, tonight we're going to be focusing on February 1938. We're going to be going, of course, we're going to be talking a little bit about, and there's Drexel, Lord of Simpson and Cucks with a thumbs up. Thank you, my friend.
Drex.
As always, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares, and we already got a few, so I thank everybody for that. Tonight we're going to be going over how Ultem Publications became Centaur. Then we're going to go to GCD, the Grand Comics database. We're going to just look over some summaries, some works from David McKay and Centaur, and we will actually be reading some stuff from Funny Picture Stories, Volume 2, Number 6. So that's what's on tap for tonight. Before we get to that, though, I want to give Batgoat the floor to go ahead and do his thing and make whatever announcements he wants to go ahead and make.
All right. Thank you, Mike. I'm just going to – I know Woody is here, so I'll start with the lulls thing that you guys saw. You saw what I had done last week with the little car thing. I haven't done anything else on that yet, but right now I have the count of Toys is 1-8, Woody at 6. So I'll still keep counting. Toys, once you come in, I'll mention this again, but I know this is being recorded. So Toys, the championship swatch has been set.
I'll be right back. I'm still listening.
Okay, cool that, Mike. I've obviously I've got plenty to blabber on about here. So the championship swatch has been sent. Toys, you should be getting that in, they said 2 weeks. I sent it first class mail. And then I had to fill out a customs form and all this stuff. It took like 20 minutes to send that little poster board trophy up to Canada. They're like, how much is it worth? I'm like, well, my labor, love, I don't know. It took me an hour to make. And I'm like, oh, the swatch itself. Yeah, I bought that off eBay for like $20. She goes, okay, $20. So expect that in about 2 weeks there, Toys. And then Mike, if you would. Now, Woody, you see our buddy, the Dazzler 6000 is back. When the show goes on and we're down in the corner, you'll see more of the Mike here. So I just wanted to show you that since
you trying to share a shot?
Yeah, I've got it up. I'll click share.
I'm just waiting to see it before to share it. So it doesn't seem to be. Oh, there we go. I see it now.
Okay, so I didn't work on the trophy, but I had stuck the Dazzler things here, right? They were just stickers. They just stick on. and they kept falling off. And I'm like, that's unacceptable. So as you can see by the picture there, I brought out the glue gun, and it did take me quite a while just to get this far done. So I used a paint pen instead of that glue stuff, which was falling off. And I glued these on, as you can see, with a clamp there. And it was really weird, and it took a long time to do. So I'm not done with it. I plan on like finishing around here, and then probably I'll have to redo these. It's going to take a long time, but I am working on stuff. So it looks like it got more.
I want to read Woody's comment here.
Yeah, it says it looks like it got more gems. It did down here. That's what you saw the picture of, where I was using a clamp to hold them. Now, let me okay.
There's something else you want to share?
Yeah. Don't share it yet. Okay. Do you see it though?
I see it.
Okay, don't share it yet. So I was golfing. I was disc golfing, or as some people call it, frisbee golfing. Whatever you like. I don't care. That would be on Tuesday, and I came up on this group. It was about 6 dudes, and they were moving slow. And they said, "You want to throw with us?" And I said, "Sure, if that's okay with you guys. I've got a really weak arm. Oh gosh, can you still hear me if I move the real mic away?
Well, I'm hearing you right now.
Okay. So I said, sure, I got a weak arm. They're like, it's cool, don't worry, us too. And my first throw was horrible. I was the worst one, of course. And then the second throw, I got up to like where they were all on their first ones. But okay, go ahead and share it now. So I threw this mid-range disc. It's called a disc craft. And as I walked up, you can see the picture. That's what it is. That's one of the ones I got last week, one of the 2 mid-ranges. As I walked up to it, I could see they were like talking, and they were pointing. And they're like, "This one's yours?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's the Millennium Falcon one." I'm like, "Well, I'm a geek, yeah." So like, I had to get that. And they kind of like, they smiled and looked at it, and then one of them goes, "Well," he goes, "We're all kind of Star Wars guys," and he holds up his disc, which has Grogu on the front of it, and I'm like, "Oh, sweet." And then another guy held up his, and I forget what Star Wars thing was on his, and I was smart enough to not say, "Oh, you got Baby Yoda." I said, "Oh, you got Grogu on yours," and he was like, "All right." So it was cool. I made some geek friends there. On the let me stop the screen. Okay.
All right.
Wait, and did I have anything else? Why? Well, just one last one, if you would, Mike, for the guys. Let me set it up here real quick.
All right.
This is Hoof Hearted. You can go ahead and share that. Took second place in game 1, Trivia League on Wednesday night. And this is what the tabletop looks like here. We always use scratch paper. That's our thing. We write down everything, which has actually helped us before, because if you don't get an answer in time, it's the same girl who does it every time. She trusts us, but we can still prove, like, if you look in real close, you can see we've been writing down all kinds of stupid stuff, and found out that the people sitting next to us, this older couple, they had won second place in game 2, and they were like, "We were so happy to beat you." And we were like, "Okay, really?" She's like, "Well, yeah, we've been coming here for a month, and you guys are the best. We just wanted to beat Hoof Hearted." And we're like, "We are not the best. We lose a lot." So it was flattering. And
Wait a minute. Your team is called Who Farted?
Hoof Hearted, like a horse. It has hoofs, and it's hearted, like it's a racehorse named Hoof Hearted. So,
Hoof Hearted.
Yes,
it sounds like it sounds like a little play on words there, because
it may be, Mike. That may be just a little play on words. Yes. So we like it when people pronounce it fast, and it sounds like you're saying "Who farted?"
Yeah.
So, okay. And then,
I'm sorry. I thought you finished.
No,
there.
I think I am. I just wanted to.
All right. Anything else there, Batgoat? Because we're just past the 10-minute mark now.
Oh yeah, no, cool. I'm done. So thanks.
All right.
Sorry that went long, Mike.
No problem. As long as we're just getting a good flow through, I'm down. I was suggesting the 5-minute hard start there, but we can do it at 10 as well. Just as long as things are flowing and all that, that's fine. Okay. So anyway, with all that, then we're gonna go ahead and get started on our historical comics coverage.
I'm glad you like the trivia team name, by the way, because we're proud of ourselves.
Yeah. Who farted or who farted or however you want to say it. So
who farted. Just make sure you pronounce that second H and you're okay.
Yeah. Hoof-hearted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, let's get to our. Well, it looks like we got some people coming in here. Well, let's see. Hoof-hearted. Woody's asking us something there. I guess. Oh, hold on. It looks like it get. Oh wait. Oh, okay. That
he was talking about the Dazzler.
Yeah. And Batgoat, you might want to read this from Woody right here.
Hoof-hearted. Yeah. Who farted?
And then Quiet Mutt, well, he's doing his thing. So anyway,
he's doing the Monty Python thing. What is your quest? What is your name? What is your favorite color? Blue. I mean yellow.
Alrighty then. So let's get into the comics coverage now. Our historical. So as I was saying, we're going to go ahead and take a look here at how Ultem became Centaur before getting into looking at the actual content of the comics. So actually, you guys can see it a little bit better. Maybe I'll go ahead and make it a little bit bigger here, so you guys can kind of see it as I'm seeing here. Okay, so Centaur Comics. So by January 1938, Ultem was bought out by Joe Hardy, Fred Gardner, and Raymond Kelly's Centaur Publications Incorporated, which had been publishing pulp magazine since at least 1933. So 1933, as you guys know, is a significant date because that's from, if you guys remember, that's where some of the comics first started in 1933. Some of the ones that we were covering there. Granted, it was Eastern color with those kind of. So Hardy, Gardner, and Kelly used this base to create Centaur Comics, which began publishing in March of 1938. Basically, cover date March. Basically, you'll see here. The books actually went on sale in February of 38, but the cover date was March. They also drew on the back inventory of stories to fill out the early issues of their new titles with reprints, which we'll see in the coming months as we go through them. Centaur Publications Incorporated ceased production at the end of 1940, but continued to produce comics under the name Comic Corporation of America. Basically, from what I was able to surmise, basically, they kept producing comics until about 1942. That's so Centaur ceased publication 4 years later, primarily due to poor distribution. But in that period, had created several colorful characters, including Bill Everett's Amazing Man. Everett would later go on to comics fame by introducing Namor the Submariner to Timely, later Atlas, and then Marvel Comics. I've talked a little bit about that, and we'll, of course, get into that a little later. Everett's first nationally published comic work was the cover of Amazing Mystery Funnies #1, 1938, which we will be covering here in the next few weeks here. So that is coming, probably in the next couple months here. So with that, that's basically Ultem was basically bought out by those three gentlemen to form Centaur Comics. So, so now that we went through that, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and move on to Grand Comics database and go through. So now, before we get into Centaur's work, of course, we're going to just take a quick peek at David McKay's with, we're going to look at feature book number 10. We're going to go through some of the, and, we're going to look at something here that's in that. There. Now that's from later, of course.
Cats and Jammer Kids.
Yeah. So let's see. So, and we're going to look at feature book number 10 here. Popeye and Susan. So, indexer notes.
Susan Dame. Muscling in on olive oil.
Yeah. Yeah, and normally, and we talked about this before, where normally, if you guys remember the Popeye cartoons from Fleischer Studios and Famous Studios, usually olive oil was in the middle between Popeye and Bluto. But now she's one of the, now Popeye's in the middle between her and Susan. But
not for nothing, but Susan is a little bit prettier than Olive.
Yeah. So, okay. So the indexer notes here for this cover is the artwork on the biography page for Joe Musial in Popeye and Illustrated Cultural History by Fred M. Grandinetti. The page mentions Joe did production work on the comic and ghosting on Popeye. So, penciled and inked by LZ Seeger and Joe Musial. Question marks there. Inside, front and back cover, blank pages. Okay, so the title of the story, which goes 70 pages here, and supposedly it was written and drawn by LZ Seeger. A shock for Susan's case. Now, this is from the Popeye Daily newspaper from King Features that ran from April 5th of 1937 to August 28th of 19. The characters who were involved were Popeye, Olive Oil, Susan Brown, the Jeep, castor oil, and plastic pan. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out with this, now, granted, unfortunately, I don't know where the comic is to where we can read and, read the story itself. But back up, let me ask you this. Okay, so I guess the title of the story here is A Shock for Susan's Case, or for Susan's sake. Okay, if we were able to read the story, what do you based on the title here? What do you A Shock for Susan's Sake? What do you think the story might be about if we were able to read the story? What do you think, just based on the title? What do you think the story could be about?
Maybe Popeye's in trouble, like he's going to get socked. I don't think they're talking about a sock that you wear on your foot, like someone's going to get punched because of Susan. Is he sweet on her, maybe?
That actually you kind of hit upon the point. I have two theories as to what this story might be about. Okay. And you actually hit upon one of the things I was going to mention here, but I'll mention now, knowing that this was done around the time of the Depression. Now, as you were saying, a lot of America was starting to come out of the Depression at this point. But of course, one of the thoughts when I saw A Sock for Susan's Sake, one of the possibilities was the fact that, well, during the Depression, of course, even common things like socks were kind of pricey, I would think. People would have even had trouble buying socks as needed.
Sure. I see that.
So I saw that as one possibility of this story. Now, the other possibility I was thinking of was basically what you just mentioned. The term sock back then, was another term for a type of stripe.
Sock in a jar. And as you can see in the chat there, Woody summed it up perfectly.
Oh yeah, let's see what he had to say there. Yeah, Popeye gets a sock in the jaw from all. Well, that's a possibility too. Um, a sock for Susan's sake. The way I was possibly reading that was, now we know that Popeye is, granted, even though he brawls a lot with Bluto and a lot of people, we know that when it comes to women, he is a gentleman. He knows
Mm-hmm.
how to treat a woman. He knows how to respect and treat a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can all agree on this, right? My one of the theories I had as to the possibility was, now maybe it's just plastic pan character. I don't know. Maybe you guys have read the Thimble Theater strips more than I have, or have seen them or heard about them or whatever. But what I was thinking was, maybe there's this person who's kind of harassing, maybe harassing Susan Brown, maybe, and maybe Popeye, as the gentlemanly man he's doing, maybe he's coming in to kind of protect Susan from somebody who's kind of
Sure.
harassed.
Sure. That's a good point too. Yep.
That, and maybe a sock for Susan is, maybe Popeye's having his sock, Susan's harasser. Now again, just theories thrown out there based on the title of the story here, but we don't know because we can't. I would love to be able to read the story and see what it does turn out to be.
Sure. All good theories, though. All good theories.
Yeah, But I thought, playing with the title here and just talking about, I think it would be a good comprehension exercise to kind of exercise our imagination here and see, what we come up with as to what possibly the story might be, relating to us. It ran 70 pages. It was basically, again, reprinted from the Popeye Daily newspaper strips that ran from April 5th of 1937 to August 28th of 1937, being reprinted here in February of 1938. So basically, 6 months after it ended, I'd say. So, and then Popeye and Susan, one page, Popeye and Olive Oil back cover had the same as front cover minus the price. So basically, that's what this was all about. The story was a sock for Susan's sake, and we came up with some interesting theories there as to what it might be about. Thought that would be a good comprehension exercise to start us off. So now we're going to look at some of the Centaur books that were coming out at this time before we go and read Funny Pictures Volume 2 number, but the few others that don't have the material available to us. I'm going to first start off with Star Comics, number 10. And, of course, I'm doing Star Comics and Star Ranger because they had 10th issues come out. So figured we'll peek in on them and see what the material is all about here. And there's 3 different. So you have Centaur, Chesler, Dynamic, Ultem. We just got the Ultem stuff. So Centaur now, which is the wrong. See right there, 1938 to 42, as I mentioned earlier. And I guess we could have read that too. So here we go. So, and then issue number 10 here, volume 1, issue 10. So. Okay, so this one, the 10th issue of Star Comics, now being published by Centaur Comics, came out here in went on sale in February of 1938, and then cover date's March. So not really, as I said, not really a whole lot. There's Professor McScrewy, Jack Potts, Rig and Bill. I'm a Sphinx. So Star Comics had more slice of life, humor type stuff. Topsy-Turvy, Court of Inhuman Relations, Pokey, Bibb and Tucker, Jungle Town, Showboat, Oobly Land, Little Nemo and Slumberland. Now, from what I understand, Little Nemo and Slumberland was a pretty well-known Don Marlowe. Now the interesting here, the artist here for Don Marlowe Fred Guardinier. He'll be in a couple months here, moving over to DC to take over the Pep Morgan and Speed Saunders stories. So anyways, I'm gonna step away from the computer for just a moment so I can turn on my light because things are getting a little dim in here. Then I'll continue this when I get back. I'm just gonna be gone for a quick sec. So be right back.
Perhaps Susan is the mother of Popeye and Popeye. Yeah. Popeye. Those guys were troublemakers, the little nephews, weren't they? I do have Hangman. If we want to start, he's back.
All right. Oh yeah, I see Woody was commenting. I guess Woody was putting his own little spin on it. That Susan is the mother of. Well, I don't know about that because her last name was Brown, not Oil, or Popeye. So, Popeye, yeah.
Mr. I.
Yeah. I don't think Popeye was ever given an actual last name, though, was he? He was just simply called Popeye the Sailor.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, back to looking through some of this, and you can also see on this, of course, some of the play on words here. So we just kind of went through Star Comics here a little bit, and of course, we're going to look at Star Ranger, and of course, Star Ranger was more action adventure with a Western theme put in there, if you guys remember, as you guys might remember. So here we go. All right. Yeah, and Star Ranger would only last like it in Centaur for 3 issues, and then at issue 13 for 2 issues would become Cowboy Comics, and then after 13 and 14 for the rest of its run would become Star Ranger Funnies, which would really focus on being a and as noted there, numbering continued as Cowboy Comics. Starting with issue number 13. So we'll look through here real quick. So the cover here, first line of dialogue, but they told me this was going to be a necktie party. So let's take a look at that cover real quick. So I know you guys would, but they told me this was going to be a necktie party. Now Batgoat. For those who might not necessarily be initiated on this, or Picture Stories of the Golden West was the subtitle of this. Can you explain for those who may not know what they mean by a necktie party here?
I believe I might get this wrong, but he's confusing the necktie with the noose as opposed to like a black tie affair, like a formal dinner.
Well, yeah. That's basically what. But the term necktie party was also used as an alternate way of saying a lynching.
Oh, a lynching. Okay,
so
yeah,
right.
yeah.
The guy is basically confusing a black tie affair with a
lynching. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Ouch.
No. Yeah, and a necktie party, that was a term that was a phrase that was used as kind of a euphemism for a lynching.
Okay.
So. But the guy there was confusing it with being like a black tie party, a black tie affair.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the roundup here. So I told you Fred Guardinier would eventually move on to DC from this point. Down the trail, they had a text article on Chief Geronimo. Oh, wait, going back up. Let's see the first line of text here. But I didn't steal it. Trailblazers, art done by Fred Guarnier here. Top Notchers, American Eagle, another nonfiction. Lion Lou, Western Frontier. Cowboy Jake. So coming now, said Cowboy Jake. Air Patrol, which is, I guess, an aviation air special job lieutenant. Brackets there. Lucky Brand. What a lucky brand it was.
No, that's Lucky Man.
Yes, I know. It was meant to be a parody there.
Mm-hmm.
Way to spell, Sam. Killer McGee. You ought to have fun hung. You ought to have him hung, Judge. Tenderfoot Joe. I'll be a coyote. And then Medicine Man from Paul Gustafson. Of course, his credits verified by his son Terry. Rescue Assignment. Killing to Live. The Rifle Riders. Geeks and Deuce right here. Ain't Love Grand. Just Fooling. Another play on words there. So for Just Fooling.
Mm-hmm.
Slim Pickens. Nolan Boyd. So yeah, and then now we're gonna complete the summary work here by taking a quick peek at Funny Pages. Volume 2, number 6. And that's where our old friend, of course, Abdallah resides. In the pages of Funny Pages. The prince and warrior of the Middle East. And this one was only partially indexed, so probably not many Case of the Careless Mail Clerk, that ran for 4 pages. Written and drawn by Bob Wood, I believe. Anne Howe. Now, of course, Anne Howe, that's a bit of a play on words there in that and Batgoat, I don't know if you remember hearing people at times, sometimes some people would conclude a statement, and Howe, like in agreement, usually.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I remember growing up and watching The Little Rascals, and they would always say it. So yeah, it's common in the 30s, I would imagine.
Yeah. And then all they have here for Abdallah, of course, is 5 pages. They don't tell us anything about it. Houdini the Great, Spots, Nibbles, Cheerio Minstrels. Mm-hmm. Officer Clancy. Basically, not really a whole lot of information here. So we're done with the summary work. So now we'll get into actually doing some reading. So I've got to just get over to Comics Books Plus and get to the actual book. Funny Picture Stories, what we're going to be looking at today. Funny Picture Stories, Volume 2, Number 6. We'll of course, be reading through some Jack Strand, some His Highness, and maybe some other humor pieces as time allows. Let's see now. How do we find it?
I was looking at my pictures. That beer looks good.
And so before we get started here, and here's, of course, the cover of it. Let me just check and see what's going on some of the other.
This is not beer. This is ginger ale.
Yeah. Well, anyways. All right, so let's see. All right, so of course the counter screwy as it always is. Till we can
it's been saying 1. Oh, now it says 2. All right.
Yeah. Another month, not a peep from the parole board. Oh, another month and not a peep from the parole board. Oh, let's go ahead. Where are we at on time here? 35 minutes into it. Okay, 36 minutes into it. I guess we're making good time, I guess. Hello, boys and girls. I guess this is a letter to the editor. Uncle Joe. So let's see what he had to say here to the boys and girls. Hello, boys and girls. If you look at the bottom of this letter, and we'll see that it is from your Uncle Joe. Yep. That's right. Uncle Joe is the new editor of all 4 of your favorite magazines. Funny Pages, Funny Picture Stories, Star Comics, and Star Ranger. And like all new editors, your Uncle Joe wants to make this and the other magazines just what you want them to be, to give you the best comics and stories and features that money can buy. Wonder if that's Joe Hardy, I guess, is who Uncle Joe is. I wonder. One of the guys, of course, fought out Ultem.
Sounds like a creep in this letter. Don't get into Uncle Joe's 72 Chevy van, kids. Just stay away. I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Yeah. I have piles and piles of stories and drawings of comics on my desk, and as I go over them one by one, it occurs to me how much easier my job would be in making the selections if only a big gang of you were here in my office in New York City to help me out. But that's impossible, so I've got another plan to propose to you. I want to appoint a few assistant editors to sort of help along, to tell me just what they like in this issue and what they don't like too, if there is anything that doesn't appeal to them. So if you want to be my assistant, here is what you will have to do. First, fill in the answers to the questions below and tell me all about yourself. And write me a letter telling in your own words how you like this issue, what you would do to improve it, what kind of comics you like, etc. I'm going to appoint 10 assistant editors, and I will print their names and addresses and their letters in an early issue. I'm going to make my selection of my assistants from the replies you write me. And now listen carefully to the first five of my assistants. I'm going to mail a brand new $1 bill for them to spend on anything they like. Now imagine $1 bill. I mean, that could get you like 10 comics, right? Because comics were 10 cents back then.
That's true. Yeah, that's a let's see, $1 that's equivalent to $19.27 today. So that's big money for a kid.
Yep. For the next 5 best letters I receive, I'm going to send a subscription for this magazine for a whole year with my compliments. So wow, getting a free year subscription to a magazine, to a comics magazine, that was probably pretty good.
That was a good deal for sure.
I bet you those kids are really in heaven, huh?
Oh yeah, that's way better than the Junior Federal Men. This is actually something for real.
Oh, I don't know. I think even those who are involved in the Junior Federal Men getting those badges is probably pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. Drink more Ovaltine.
So write me tonight. I'll be watching the mail each day for your letter. Don't be afraid to write. You won't have to pass a spelling examination to win a prize. I will pay off on the ideas contained in your letter and not on the literary excellence. Yours for good stories, Uncle Joe, editor. P.S. If you haven't a good, clear snapshot of yourself, send it. If you have a good, clear snapshot of yourself, send it along with your letter. Maybe I will find room to print it with your letter. So again, it's just kind of nice to see how they try to get kids involved. Back then.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool. Yeah. I'm sure the kids, that entered in it, they thought it was sweet.
Here we go. Here are the contents, and then so I'll get to kind of just take quick peeks at some of this stuff. So we can get the story here. Hollywood, they don't really mention. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. And Shirley.
Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious, and stop calling me Shirley.
Jack here. So here's the first story we're going to look at. Of course, Jack Strand, our old buddy here, who was playing the mediator between the giants and the pygmies. So let's see what we got here. In a ruse to escape with Diana from the realm of the Underearth people, Jack leads them to the surface, and they swarm upon the town of Rankin
Bass.
Yeah. Citizens at first thought it was a masquerade. But they are soon convinced that there is nothing to laugh at. Both men and women are treated alike in their mad revel. I guess these are some of the people who are chasing after Jack, I guess. Oh, look at that. Help! Oh, Jack, what shall we do? I don't know, Diana, but if I don't do something quick, they'll kill everybody. Look, Diana, there'll be a storm. And it's blowing toward the center of the city. It'll take them into the busiest part. Come on, Diana. I've got an idea. But Jack, it's not your car. Don't argue, dear. We must hurry. There go those two away. After them. Where are we going, Jack? We can't run out of the town now. We're not, if I'm guessing right, we'll see some fun. He's still following. Good. Is that a laughing sound, or what are you doing there, Batgoat?
My chair.
Oh, your chair. You can't escape, my friend. As the giant breathes deeply, He rises into the air, taking Jack with him. But he can't. But the giant chief has held his breath too long, and when he exhales, they crash to the earth. Oh yeah, these are the guys who they hold their breath and they're like balloons. Oof! He kind of got knocked out by the tree there, huh?
So it looks like.
Help, Jack! No, you don't. You monster, take that. Help me, Jack. You're all right, Diana. You're safe, but we've got to get down quickly. He'll be quiet for a while, I guess. But all the others. What on earth are you doing, Jack? A little forest fire will do wonders. I don't think he'd be I don't think Smokey the Bear would be too happy with him at this point, huh?
No, and all the people in Northern California right now as well.
Yeah. Jack, are you losing your mind? We'll see. That cloud, Diana, is a windstorm, and it's coming this way, right over the city. Which, of course, if a storm's coming with the wind, that's got to mean that the wind is going to fan that flame. You think my analysis is right there, Batgoat?
Yep. That's what he was planning on when he lit the fire, I think.
And this wind is carrying them right to the fire. Oh, it seems cruel, but it's a way out. Because those giants are floating in midair, they're going to float into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them come. The wind carrying these strange enemies fans the fire to enormous proportions. Oh boy. The shrieks of horror drown out the howl of the wind. Jack, I can't look at it. It seems horrible. I know. But the storm will bring rain too. See? There it comes now. It'll save them, most of them, perhaps teach them a lesson. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Any interesting thing being just quiet mud. Rain beats in torrents upon the fire. And that rain is going to probably make those balloon giants a little heavier too.
Mm-hmm.
So that water into them. Come on, Diane. Come on. Let's follow. Do you think it's safe? They've had enough of us, I guess. And we've certainly had enough of them. I don't think they'll want to come back here. And I've also a hunch that maybe that their wars are at an end. Oh, yes. All right, maybe I misread. Okay, I don't think that they'll want to come back here, and I've also a hunch that maybe their wars are at an end. Yes, they've had suffering in common. They've had, yeah. I think I got kind of crossed up there because of
Sure.
how the tales were.
Yeah.
We'll have the hole in the mountain blasted to fill it in, just in case they try to come up again. It'll be for their own good. They belong down there. But let's forget all that, Jack. We're on vacation, remember? What a way to spend your vacation, huh?
Yep.
Being chased around by a bunch of balloon giants.
Big giants that can float.
Yeah. Follow a brand new Jack Strand adventure starting in the next issue. Don't miss. So here we go. There's that story from, of course, from Frank Frollo. Sweet Revenge. Sporting Facts. Tinky. I'm Lincoln. I'm just trying to find the His Highness story. Joe Dokes. English. Probably go back and read some of these as time permits. There we go. There's our young friend, the Boy King from Claire S. Moe. Boy King Louis. Well, Your Highness, how do you like the new captain of the guards? Oh, I like it. And the new chancellor attached to your old captain. And the new name chancellor attached to your old captain. It's so much more fun to have you Chancellor Eric, and Captain Chris is fine. Thank you, Your Highness. Now I must leave. Your Highness, how would you like to go into the mountains for a while? Do some real camping. Oh, that would be just great. Goodbye, Captain Chris. Goodbye, Eric. I'll write to you. Yeah. Yes, Your Highness. Right often, and be careful and keep close to your guards. They'll take good care of you. Never fear. But in the city slums, there's still discontent. Are all the doors locked? No one can hear. Quite so, Joe Ritzoman. We are ready to listen. Chris Lopez has deserted our cause, but there are still men who are not satisfied with the turn of events. I, John Ritzelman, organizes a secret body to work against the kingdom. Then we should organize a secret body to save this country from tyranny. Yes, let us do so. The organization grows. One night, a masked man appears in the midst. Gentlemen, you must not learn my identity until the time is proper. Nor can I reveal the name of my government, but they are in sympathy with your aims. They want to help you. Sounds like usurpation to me. What do you think, Batgoat?
Yep. They're trying to get him again. You will attack from inside the city. My government will supply the means. You will all benefit much. He speaks reasonably. Look, I think we can scare the king's advisors into submission. Yes, then we will all benefit without spilling our own blood. So these guys, of course, are cowards. Yeah.
Now I have learned that the king is away and will arrive on a special train tomorrow. Oh, good. Let's see. I've had a wonderful time, but I'm glad I'm going back to see Eric. Yes, Your Highness. I can hardly wait to see His Highness again, Chris. Nor me, Eric. He has been nor me, Eric. He has been away but a short time, yet it seems so long. Look, there is the train now. Sure enough. Your Highness! Come,
Uh-oh.
Chris. Oh, wow, the train exploded. Come,
Train
Chris.
blew up.
Yeah, we've got to find him. Keep looking. We've got to find him. Lewis! I can't find him, Eric. Okay, that should have probably been a little in reverse, but Lewis, Your Highness, Chris, give me a hand. He's still alive. Thank heavens. Thanks heaven. To the palace, quick. How is he, Doctor? It is yet too early to tell. His chances are slight, yet he is very young. He may pull through. Chris, I'll get to the bottom of this vile plot if it's the last thing I do. This is kind of an interesting story, huh, Batgoat?
Yeah. Poor kid.
Huh?
They keep trying to take his crown away from him.
Mm-hmm. Well, isn't this part of the reason why they had regents in the first place? Because the kid may not have been old enough to handle some of this stuff?
Yeah, but then you look at something like was it Richard, that the two princes in the tower, he was their regent, like the two rightful princes were locked in the Tower of London. That's a real famous story by a crooked regent who became a really bad king.
I have an idea. It's an outgrowth of the revolution. Chris, you know your way about the slums. I'm going to send you there. I'll do my best, Eric. Perhaps I can find out. Hello, Chris. Fine country we live in now. Long live the little king. Oh, Chris goes to the slums among his old friends, but he can find no unrest. Yeah, they're probably trying to make sure he doesn't get suspicious of them. Even though my guess is he may already be suspicious of them. What would you say about that, Batgoat?
Yeah, just like you said, he's trying to throw them off. Try to throw anyone off.
Yeah. How do you find conditions? Everyone seems to be contented and happy. That bomb did not come from contented people. There must be some secret plot. They know me, and the enemies are on guard. And I am going down there. Perhaps they will not recognize me. I'll wear a new disguise. No, it's too dangerous. The kingdom needs you too much for other things. Other things can wait. The king's life is in danger, as is the future of Caspiana. I'm going. But Eric doesn't, and signed Claire S. Moe right there. But Eric doesn't know the forces working against him. Continued next issue. Oh, there's the two main stories we're gonna read tonight. I went back to the first page so we can well, let's see, where are we at on time here? We're just past the hour mark, so we should be able to get through some humor stories here. So
Mike, I'm gonna mute.
How have you liked the stuff we've gone over so far, Batgoat?
Oh, it's good stuff. This last one, the Highness, I do kind of remember from the first one, and that first plot they were going after him, but that was the evil captain of the guard, and he was trying to turn some part of the military after him, but the other good people rallied by that Chris guy, right?
Right. Okay. So if you remember from the previous story, Eric, who's now the chancellor, was the one good captain who was with Lewis the whole time.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Chris was the leader of the revolutionaries who were trying to overthrow, the former regent. I think his name was von Strump or something like that.
Okay.
You remember him?
Yeah.
And look who just popped in, Batgoat.
It's Leto. Hey, Leto.
Hello, Leto Enchanted. Hey, Mike, Batgoat, Woody, Drex, how are y'all? All right.
Okay, Mike.
Hello, Leto. I'm doing well.
I'm going to make some coffee, or else I have to make coffee, so I'm going to be off camera here and muted for a little bit, or else you're going to see me sleeping on camera for the next hour.
Okay, you do that. So how's everybody else liking the story so far? I hope everybody's been liking the content. And of course, if you miss any portion of it, you can always, catch, I do keep my streams up, so you can always go back and catch whatever you may have missed. Learn as much as you can about some of this stuff. Let's see, and Leto, it looks like you've had a couple more things to say. So, as always, guys, hate to say it, but I'll be driving while listening. Also, Nick Nick's show should be lit later. Can't wait. Cool Woody. Hey guys. So, anyways, so let's see. Let's get over to the next story here, and we already covered the cover page here, so you guys can look at that. And I already read through the editor's notes here, so. Sounds. All right, so let's see. And I know Batgoat is listening. He's just going to make his coffee here. Probably be trying to wait for him to get back. I'll go back and watch the first half. Yep. Yeah. So now we got 3 people in here officially. That's cool. As always, guys, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Helps get the algorithm out there and helps get the helps see if we can get some more people in here. You know, now according to the counter, I think we have more than this, but according to the counter, we have 3 people in here, so that's good to see. I think we have more than that though. In reality. Let's see. I know Batgoat's listening, so I'll go ahead and start reading some of these. Laughing at life. What do you mean? Follow in your footsteps? Yeah. Do you think I'm a bloodhound? I win as he flies over the. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna wait for back because, you know, obviously with some of these, you know, there's some. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's see. I'll do some. Let's see. Batgoat, da 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 da. Batgoat, da 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 da. Batgoat, da 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 da. Batgoat, da 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 da. Batgoat, 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 da 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 da. What would Woody do? Back in 62, driving fancy cars, drinking in the bars, playing all the games, picking up the dames. What would he do? What would he do? It's Leto Enchanted. It's Leto Enchanted. Brain on the drain. And Batgoat now. Yeah, the reason I decided to wait for you to come back, Batgoat, because it's better have you see these as I'm reading them, because they'll make more sense as I'm reading them.
Don't do that. Just I'll miss a few. That's okay, because I don't want you to hold up the show while I'm.
Yeah. What do you mean following your footsteps? Do you think I'm a bloodhound? Look at that laughing light. Look at that guy going over the net there. I win.
Just trying to. like a actual tennis court.
Even though it's a ping pong table.
Yeah, you shouldn't really do that.
Anne Shirley, Hollywood, Anne Shirley. Anne is that delightful young lady who skyrocketed to stardom when she thrilled audiences with her performance in Anne of Green Gables. She has a passion for perfume bottles, and it is said that she has a collection of 2,500 bottles of all sizes and shapes.
Wow.
That is having a passion for something.
That's like homosexual Usher and his 10,000 pairs of Nikes, but he's not gay. Usher is gay as, oh my God, he's gay.
She is already married, but for a while before her marriage, she had William Shakespeare, the famous football player, running after her. There was actually a football player named William Shakespeare.
Never heard of him.
I didn't either.
I'm gonna have to ask about that.
I've heard of the author William Shakespeare, but not a football.
We all have, yeah.
When Anne was 16 months old, her father died, leaving Anne and her mother to shift for themselves. But little Anne's cute ways soon earned her a position posing for commercial artists.
So her mom was one of the original, what do you call it?
Stage mom?
Stage mom, yeah.
Brain teasers here. Let's see what they... Let's see. So, brain teasers. What Irish saint is here? Let's see. Hello, Patrick. Haven't seen you for years. Just came in from St. Louis. Prize, an old World Series ticket. What weekly magazine does this represent? Mother, what time is it? 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. An empty prize, an empty pocketbook. What well-known movie star is this? There goes Robert. He's taking his suit to the tailor.
Sounds Robert Taylor.
Robert Taylor. Prize, a Confederate $10 bill. So a lot of worthless prizes here.
A Confederate $10 bill is worth a lot of money right now if it's legit.
Yeah. What Irish saint? Oh, okay. What Irish saint is here? St. Patrick.
St. Patrick.
What weekly magazine does this represent?
Time magazine.
What well-known movie star is this? Robert Taylor. Okay. What is the name of the president pictured here? Will you buy a paper, sir? Sure, son.
Wilson.
Oh, Wilson. Okay. Woodrow Wilson, which wasn't at the core of a red apple. Yeah, those were, I guess, brain. And we already read to our buddy Jack Strand.
Again, I want a Confederate $10 bill. That would be worth so much money.
Revenge. So there's a sign for the Blue Ribbon Dog Show now going on. Dog show going in. Right up the steps, pal. Whoa! Right up the steps, pal. Oh boy, let's go in. Outside, you mutts. Ouch, ouch. Oh, boy. What a rough deal it was. Oh. What's the trouble, pals? Oh, they did, huh? Yeah. And then he called us mutts and kicked us out. Now that's the scheme. Great, okay, pal. Shh. Make no noise. Yep. The skylight is open. Easy. Okay, Pop. Happy landing. Everything's in the bag. Bow wow wow. Bow wow wow. Growl growl. Ruff ruff. Ruff help. Hey, yelp. Rough. It looks like a swell layout, fellas. He'll point us out. Shh. He'll point us out. Okay, and let me have his license. Yes, sir. Put the license in the safe with the others. Okay, sir. Don't let him catch us. Looks like we got them all. Shh! Don't let him catch us. Shh! Come on, let's go. Shh! Quiet. This is our exit. Boy, oh boy, will this be good? Shh. Right. Shh. Now for a phone. Hello, dog catcher's office? Bark louder, Mr. Kerr. Do you know not one of the dogs at the dog show has a license? I'll be right over. Clang honk! That's a raid! Have these dogs got a license? Why, certainly. Hee-haw. Hee-haw. I have them locked up here safely. Call last turn. Now left to 13. They're gone. Don't give me that bunk. Or don't give me that bunk. They'll all go to the pound. We're ruined. This is the last bunch for the last load. Come on. Call us muds, will you? So long, puppies. That's pretty interesting, eh, Batgoat?
I don't really get what happened there.
I guess the dogs from the street wanted to join the dog show, and they were basically told, "No, you're muds. You're not good enough."
But I don't understand what's happening with looks like real dogs on leashes, but then their dogs wearing suits and stuff. Yeah, I zoned out on that one. I didn't get it.
So here's sporting facts. Lou Gehrig from, of course, 1938. This is, of course, the year before he started developing what would become the disease that would become known. He'd become
ironic, really. He died of a disease named after him. Wow. I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
The official name was arteriolateral sclerosis.
ALS, yes.
But because he was probably one of the most famous people to have it, it was. The New York Yankees had no captain from 1922, when Babe Ruth was disposed, until 1936, when Lou Gehrig became captain. The year of 1925 was the only year Lou failed to bat 300 average or over. Come on! Where was he when the lights were out? Oh, sporting facts. Okay. Oh. Rose Shule, Rose Shule of East Hampton, caught a 16-inch bass by spearing it with a rake.
Wow, nicely done.
Mm-hmm. During a boxing match in Houston, Texas, the lights went out. When they were turned on again, Billy Deeg, one of the boxers, had a bloody nose. No one explained.
Yeah,
so that's what this was.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's see. Dinky pup there. Where are we at on time here? Oh, hour 23. So actually there were a few others that I wanted to get to other than this, so I'm going to go through these a little quicker here. There's Abraham Lincoln. A few little notes here. Let's see. Abe started work before daylight and seldom finished his labors before nightfall. Let's see. Lincoln walked miles to borrow a book and return it promptly. Yeah, I remember reading about some of these too as a kid myself, because I was a big Abe Lincoln fan, as a kid. Abraham Lincoln, born 1809, died 1865. We all know the story there. A stranger once offered Lincoln a jackknife, saying, "For being the homeliest man in town, I was presented with this knife, with the understanding that I give it to the first man that I consider homelier than I am. From now on, this knife is yours." That's a hell of an insult.
Yeah, he was tall and gangly. He was kind of known to be a little.
Lincoln was a good political speaker, and his awkward style was interesting.
He had kind of a nasally. We don't know, but it was written about him that he had more of a high-pitched, nasally type of voice as well. But still, he was because he could speak so well and what he said, and maybe his height, whatever it is, people gravitated towards him. People liked him.
He had a natural charisma, huh?
He did, yes. He was a great man.
Yes. I read, as I said, I read a lot about him as a kid. He was probably my favorite president growing up.
Yeah, it's very cool. Did a lot of good stuff.
A little punny here. Third class male. Of course, male, M-A-L-E, not M-I-A-L. Bill collectors, tell them I'm not in.
Well, he's in jail anyways.
Yeah. Hey, where do you think you're going? Who do you think you are anyway? Now, what do you want? Oh! Your boss owes me money and I want to collect it. Well, take your place in line. You're no better than the rest.
He must owe a bit of money there.
Honey crimes, insurance, honey, dusty. Let's look at this one a bit. Nix. Oh, never mind. Didn't realize what I was getting myself into there. It's roughhouse Annie.
That's a big woman.
Yeah. Gordon's basement bargain sale today, according to the signs. I want 2 of these. Give me a dozen of these. I was here first. Let me through. How much are these? How much are these ties? Out of me way, gals.
That's a whole lot of woman there.
Gang way.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. She's coming through.
Let me have a paper of pins. Oh yeah, this has been a bit of a trope that's been used. Okay, I guess that was it. He who serves Praga serves the world. Sir Isaac Newton, 1642 to 1727, which would have put him at like 85 years old when he passed away. And this is what they were showing us at the beginning. This is a puzzle, I guess. Zoo, and then they were showing the answers at the front of the book. So here's another text story. Get your man. Look through. Oh, and read start. Oh, look at this. Even in the story, they were able to put some. Look at this. Read Star Comics. Vote for Dewey. Well, I don't know if that was the same Dewey later, 45, because this. Remember this?
Probably. I would imagine.
Well, it could be, but not.
That's Thomas Dewey. Thomas Dewey. He ran against Truman, and that would have been World War II.
This is 1938. This is 1938.
Yeah.
Maybe he was running as a senator or congressman or something like that. Joe Dilks, Detective Schultz. Now let me see this part. Let me see. This part goes here. Nope, that's my vest button. Come on, Schultz. It's a bump off. But I'm busy. My gun ain't fixed. You drive like your brains work crazy. You make me sick always ranting. Look out! Heck, I can come closer than that. Proud of crazy driving. You nitwit. We went right by the murder scene. Is that so? Is that so? I didn't notice nothing. He ain't dead, is he? Is he dead? Heck no. Somebody tickled him in the ribs and he's all doubled up, laughing himself sick. A little wisecracking, huh? The murderer dropped a pair of glasses, Lieutenant. Where? Where? Yeah, where? Crunch.
Oops, they found him.
Let's see. But I tell you, I don't see him. You couldn't see a barn door. Now stay here until I solve this murder. You're a detective, aren't you? Me? A dick? How do you guess? Imagine if he said that today. Not the last part, but just acknowledging himself as a.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gang killing. The dead man was an enemy of Spike Ruff. Say, that's a clue. I'm gonna look up Spike. Looking for somebody, Copper? No, just thought we'd drop in. To get Spike Ruff for a killing. Hope everybody's enjoying the reading here. Let's see. And right here is where we split. I don't give a hoot what you do. I'm gonna get Spike. Now I wonder what I did that he didn't like. Guess I'll look for Spike myself. I'll follow this rat. Maybe he'll lead me to Spike. Never seen me. I'll raid that dump myself. Pick him up, you punk. I got you cold. You half-wit. I thought I got rid of you. Spike is inside and I'm going to get him. You stay here. Oh, that's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait, wise guy. But I'm as smart a dick as you. Smart dick, okay? Sure, you're smart. You got the brains of an oyster walk inside of that house. See, Reardon? I'm as smart as you are. I got caught too.
Yeah, it's true.
Both of you gets it now, and with your own gun, you sap coppers. Look out, you fool! Give me my gun. I'm gonna shoot. Me scared? Look at my gun. I forgot to put the magazine back in, and it couldn't shoot.
Wow. Way to go, dude.
Some detective. Are we at on time here? Hour 30. Yeah. So we got at least about, 10 more. Well, let's see what these is. Okay. I'll go. Okay, yeah, we saw that earlier. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. I guess he was laughing at some of the stuff I was reading there. How much money?
He was talking about the Confederate dollar.
Yeah.
$10 bill.
That was a blackjack, the guy. The little bag full of stuff. The guy hit the guy in the head. That's what a blackjack is. Mm-hmm. Classic.
No, I looked it up real quick, and most of the websites I saw, they said, tell us what you have, and we'll get back to you. So I think there's a lot of scamming going on. So I saw some, it looks like the ones that are abundant going on eBay for a Confederate $10 bill going for about $100. But I would think, what I know about weapons, when I geek out on videos on weapons, Confederate firearms, Confederate everything is really highly counterfeited. So I would think that's the problem right there, for your first problem.
Okay. Good morning, Judge. You are charged with arguing with your wife. What have you to say? Never argue with a woman. The check you presented was returned no funds. How? Oh boy, we've seen this joke before. How could a big bank like that be out of money? You remember when we saw that before, Batgoat?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember that joke?
No.
That was a while back. That was months ago. That was one of the earlier, I don't know, Centaur or Eastern.
Okay.
But it was, I can't even remember the feature now. I'm gonna read this part again. I can't remember that. You don't remember that it was said a little bit differently, but kind of the same premise of a joke though. The check you presented was returned no funds. How could a big bank like that be out of money? I can't remember the feature, but there was another, that joke, a little bit different wording, but the guy in it had wrote a check, and the check was returned no funds, and he asked the same thing. I just can't remember the feature though. It was such a long time ago. Why did you argue with the policeman? I had to stand up in the patrol wagon. I demand my rights. I wanted a seat. The policeman said you were parked in front of a fire hydrant. The idea why there wasn't even the sign of a fire any place. The idea why there wasn't even the sign of a fire any place. Yeah, but lady, what you don't realize is that it's still illegal to park in front of a fire hydrant, even back then. Good morning, Judge. Remember me? I used to be your chef. Indeed I do. 10 years. Oh boy.
Must have been a bad chef.
His Highness, we got that. Oh, I just kind of read through the rest of this. You're gonna look at, because I think we're probably close to 140 now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 140. I guessed right. So we'll just kind of blast through the rest of these. Look over. So let's see. Backstage mystery. We're building a mystery. Oh, look at that. Look at those ladies right there. Back up.
Saucy. Showgirls.
They were the thing back then. Joe Ticket the Picket. Nothing but the truth. Good. Shows animals and birds. All right, so there we go. So that's that for that. Hope everybody enjoyed what we read tonight.
Yeah, that was good. You did good.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So we're at what, an hour 41 going on an hour 42. Well, let's see. Oh, there were a few things that were said here. Well, the question is what a blackjack is was answered incorrectly on a recent show.
I don't know what I read that. I don't know what he means by that.
Okay.
That's because what he said before is a bag full of stuff. You're talking about putting stuff in a bag and hitting someone with that. That's not a blackjack. I've got a picture of it right here. I mean, I can share it. What we talked about before, it's like a leather stick with some metal in it. It's floppy.
Oh, yeah, and I just got the notification for Nick coming on, and I have Drexel is going to join him, and Drexel is going to join him, and they're going to talk about, I guess, Michael Long update. So I don't know how much you guys know about the Sophie Long case going on right now, but apparently there was an arrest warrant for Michael because supposedly he didn't bring Sophie to the court by a time that the judge had wanted. So I never did. I haven't gotten around to watching that interview, by the way, yet. So probably try to this weekend when I have a little more time. All right. Well, we're at an hour 43 here, so guess we can start wrapping up. Not good if you'll join me for a few minutes after the show.
Sure.
Let's see now. So what shall we do? Shall I do this day in each history first, or did you want to kind of do your stuff first back here?
Try to open up a file here. I've got. I don't know why this won't share. Oh, there we go. Okay, go ahead and share that. Oh, yeah. Do you see it? See, there's a blackjack, right? Is that kind of what you were thinking, Mike? I mean, it's leather, and that's probably it's either wood. It's something wrapped. There's leather wrapped around something.
Yeah, I've seen, kind of like that. I thought it was more rectangular though in shape. The ones I'd thought, but okay.
Let me stop it and here would be. There's another version of it.
Okay.
You see brass knuckles, and then right next to that is a soft leathery blackjack.
Yeah,
so it fits in your hand,
like,
but you see
that's the type that
you were thinking about. I know. As soon as you explain it, because inside of that is something heavy, probably lead powder or a lead ball or something sewn into that leather. So you can carry it in your hand, And people don't know you have a weapon. Then when you pull it out, you ding it on someone's head really hard.
Yeah. I mean, I actually in the 90s there, I actually think I did see like Stevie Ray knock somebody out with one before.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, yeah. Okay,
All right.
I'm done with that.
So I guess we'll start to wrap up here. We're at hour 45 here. So is everybody ready for this day in each history?
History.
All right. Well, without note, today is Friday, August 6th, 2021. So we're going to go ahead and take a look back at this day in each history. So hope everybody's ready.
I'm ready. We didn't have toys tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's working and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. I would have thought, though, he would have probably tried to make it tonight. Because I guess unless he's working the weekends, too. I guess.
No one cracked any jokes either. So I've got no trophy to hand out.
All right. So first off, we're going to go back 20 years ago today. Is on this date 20 years ago today. From the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California, WWF had hosted its Monday Night Raw from the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California. The main event saw The Rock defeat Shane McMahon in a street fight. Also on the night, Lance Storm retained the Intercontinental Championship by defeating Christian. Tajiri would defeat X-Pac for the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship. The night started off with RVD retaining the Hardcore Championship over Kane. Among the couple other matches that were on, Stacy Keibler and Tori Wilson defeated Jacqueline in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle defeated the Dudley Boys in a tag team match. You also saw Steve Austin beat Matt Hardy. So that's basically all that happened. That happened in WWE 20 years ago today from the Arrowhead Pond. That was Monday Night Raw from. Okay. So, anyways, moving on to the next piece in each history. As on this date in 2006, which was 15 years ago today, the Adult Swim animated, the American adult animated television series Metalocalypse debuted on Adult Swim on this date back in 2006.
I think Leto digs that show. I used to watch it here and there. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch, but yeah, I think Leto was big into that show.
Yeah.
It's a cool show.
The adult animated television series Metalocalypse premiered on this date back in 2006, 15 years ago today.
Wow, 15 years ago. Dang.
Yeah. So, anyways, so now we prepare to get to the last piece in each history here. On this date, 7 years ago today, in 2014, the 220th issue of Looney Tunes in DC Comics went on sale on this date, edited by Jessica Chen. So on this date, 6 years ago today, the 220th issue of Looney Tunes went on sale on newsstands from DC Comics.
Impressive.
So, yeah. All right. Well, with all that being said, guys, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody liked the read-throughs and liked the information we were talking about.
I did.
Yeah. Some interesting stuff, huh, Batgoat?
It was. I liked it.
Alrighty then. So now we're gonna head out. And I thank you all, and I hope to see you all back here on Monday. Bye.